Mick Foley has a cult following because of his contribution to hardcore wrestling. But hardcore is such a small part of the history of this business. When I was training a long time ago, falling off a ladder was not a prerequisite to making it as a professional wrestler. Being fundamentally sound was. Occasionally, seeing the inside of a gym was. I don't care how many thumbtacks Mick Foley has fallen on, how many ladders he's fallen off, or how many continents he's supposedly bled on. He'll always be known as a glorified stuntman. Is that so, Rick? Well, tonight in your hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, this glorified stuntman's gonna wipe the ring with you with wrestling moves. So if you want to write a new chapter to your next putrid little novel, entitle it this: How I Was Out Wrestled by Mick Foley. Woo!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our little corner of the internet, and welcome back to the Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling Podcast. Big shout out and thank you to everyone that shows support. I will always say it because it always means a lot to us. Just everyone that shows support, whether it be on YouTube or on Twitter or on any of the listening services, all my expectations for this podcast so far have been blown away. So the first thing I want to do is get my congratulations out of the way from myself, and I can't speak for Andrew, but
oh, my man's out here patting himself on the back, I see.
I mean, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back per se,
We're
but
patting each other on the back real quick, talking about how this incredible support we've been getting. This is episode 11 of the Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling Podcast.
indeed.
And up to now, we've had absolutely incredible numbers, incredible feedback from everyone. It's been really surreal, honestly. I mean, I've only been here since episode 7 or so.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm not gonna sit here and take credit or nothing, but I'm just saying the last couple episodes have had some pretty good viewership. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the episode with you and Nick, it's
Going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know about how it's performing on YouTube, but on our podcast platforms, it's the highest rated episode. So,
Well, without a doubt, I mean that was quite the episode, I can't wait to see Nick back here again soon.
Oh yeah, we love the boy Nick. We can't wait to get him back. He's doing his own thing. I respect it.
So, all right, brother, do you want to jump into some Impact Wrestling?
Sure. But first, everyone go ahead and follow the podcast on Twitter at TL ProWrest Pod. Go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review. Even if you're not listening on iTunes,
I will say it again, like I said last week. If you don't go to the Apple and go to the store and find our podcast on the podcast app and give us the 5-star review, I will find you and I will tickle your feet.
Indeed. Those feet will be tickled.
Shouts out to Wiki Feet. Shouts out.
Shouts out. But yeah, I guess we can go ahead and hop right on into this TNA Impact episode, March 4th, 2005. So is there anything per se you want to talk about as we jump off into it?
Yeah, so at the top of the show, after the promo package recapping the brawl that ended the show last week with Jarrett DDP, the New Age Outlaw, and Kevin Nash, Dusty Rhodes comes out to the ramp with Tracy and Trinity, and he introduces a brand new signing for Impact, a young man named Apollo, a professional wrestler from Puerto Rico.
Dusty announced him as one of the hottest sensations from Puerto Rico, and
he came out to the ramp, he shook his hand, and then he walked away.
Yeah, he introduced himself in Spanish, and Dusty said something that translates to he's gonna whoop everybody's ass. And
yeah, that's true. So I did some research on this man Apollo here, and I found this man's Wikipedia.
Yeah, tell me what you know about this Apollo fellow, because I have no idea.
So this brother man's regular working name outside of Impact was German Figueroa. The most important thing I found here was that he signed a developmental contract with WWE on December 21st of 2007, and
So
was
OVW.
FCW actually.
FCW. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is FCW. He was
Okay.
released from FCW in March of 2008.
When did you say you got hired?
December of 2007.
So 4 months.
4 long, hard months on the coconut loop.
Ugh. You hate to see it.
Oh, brother.
So that was literally it for Apollo. He came out, got introduced as the new signing, and
Period.
left. Okay, so the first match on the card was Michael Shane versus Chris Sabin. Michael Shane being Shawn Michaels' cousin. I swear that's just his whole gimmick is I'm Shawn Michaels' cousin.
Bro, I didn't even know that, but honestly, after you know what, after seeing that Sweet Chin music, now I get it.
Yeah, his
I
whole
had
gimmick is I'm
absolutely
Shawn Michaels'
no
cousin.
clue.
Yeah. He was trained, I believe, with Danielson and Kendrick, the guys that Shawn
All
Michaels
those,
quote unquote trained
yeah,
at his
yeah, yeah.
school when he was
Whoever was training at Michael's school as the trainer, yeah.
yeah. Whenever Shawn Michaels
Shawn
fucking
Michaels popped in one time to do some squats with the boys for the photo shoot for future documentaries in case any of those boys got big.
and well, clearly that worked.
A little bit.
So yeah, the two just start off with some chain wrestling. It's a fast-paced offense by Sabin, but Michael Shane slows it down after avoiding a missile drop kick. A huge swinging net breaker off the middle top rope
Yep.
onto Sabin by Shane. Shane attempts a super kick, but Sabin ducks and gets up with a cradle shock and gets the win.
Dude, the ref was counting pretty fast in this match.
Yeah,
Like he was going like 1, 2. I was like, whoa there, brother. What is this?
it's only an hour. You gotta get through the shit.
Yeah, man. I guess the Fox box was running out of time faster than we thought.
Shouts out to the Fox Box, by the way. I will always love the fact that there is a timer on the screen. It
Oh
just
my
makes
god,
everything
all
so much better.
professional wrestling needs a goddamn timer on the screen. Please.
Not only does it help build tension in the match,
Helps us
it
as
helps
viewers.
it helps as viewers, yes, but I feel like it gives you a good gauge as far as just like where along in the show we are.
That is also true.
I will forever love a timer. But anyway,
So after this match, there was a promo segment from Blue Collar TV about Jeff
mhm,
Jarrett's appearance, where he repeatedly smashed guitars over actors' heads and then ate at the dinner table with Grandma.
yep, that's the thing
He
that happened.
forced some of the cast members to put him over, as Jeff Jarrett does. And
Yes.
then we cut to backstage with Shane Douglas and Monty Brown. Do you want to tell us about what happened in that promo?
Monty Brown was saying a bunch of weird shit, honestly.
Yeah, he was
Okay,
talking about
so
how Trey needs to get the oil changed in his rock and go back to where the fuck he came from.
so the main gist of it is that Monty Brown is gonna beat Triton. Like that. He says way more words than that, but the main gist
He
is he's
says
gonna
it.
beat
He
Triton.
says it in the most ultimate warrior way he possibly could have.
But yeah, he says it in like he's making voices and he's like Triton is gonna talk to some dude, I forgot the name. He was like
Oh
Triton's
yeah,
gonna talk
because
to
yeah, because
somebody.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. He
somebody's
makes
gonna
fight.
say
Yeah, yeah. He called Triton a member of the Little Head People.
yeah, and then the leader is gonna be like, "Oh, did you go down to Earth and defeat Monty Brown?"
Like,
And
no,
Triton's
sir,
gonna
I
be like,
didn't defeat Monty Brown.
"Yeah, he's just too much of an alpha male." And I'm just like, "Bro,
Well, I mean,
what
hey,
is
that
that?"
is for true. My man
Okay,
is
well,
the
okay, that
alpha
is for true.
male.
That is true, but I don't understand. There was just a whole bunch of nonsense in this promo. I don't know.
Essentially, the gist of this promo was at Destination X, he will be eviscerated,
Mhm.
executed,
Yep.
and pounced. Oh, baby.
Period. Yes,
Period.
sir. All right. So next on the card was a six-man tag between the Naturals and Chris Candido versus Elix Skipper, Mikey Batts, and Petey Williams. I have no idea why.
Dude,
Why
that team
Elix
makes
Skipper.
no. They even said on commentary, bro, this team makes no sense.
Yeah, they were like, "Bro, why is Elix
Like, why?
Skipper
Yeah, they're
the
like,
bad
yeah,
guys?
what
What's
the
going on
hell?
here?"
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
yeah, I agree too. I really didn't understand that. Anyway, Candido was it there? I mean, he hit a really nice power slam and a delayed vertical suplex onto Williams.
Yeah, that vertical suplex was looking pretty good, and then he followed up with a leg drop on the middle rope. And I got to ask,
Yes.
why are people even today doing leg drops? Stop this.
I
Do
can't really
y'all
answer. I guess
do y'all even value your tailbone?
well, I mean, it looks cool, right? But at the
Yeah, it
end of
looks
the
cool
day,
when Hogan did it back in '86.
at the end of the day, it's just gonna compress your spine, and then you're gonna be broken. And
I mean, yeah, look back to that time Matt Hardy did a fucking leg drop off the top of a cage, and he was never the same since.
Hogan lost like 3 or 4 inches off of his height because his spine got so compressed because he did the leg drop for years and years.
Yeah, and that's why you're never gonna catch me doing one.
You think I'm gonna fucking drop to my ass all day, every day? Nah.
No, sir. I already don't want to bump as it is. Why the fuck would I want to land on my ass all the time?
Honestly, taking bumps is not fun. And of course, that's why I want to be a professional wrestler. This business that I love, this business in my heart and that I
Is
love.
there love? Is business in my heart?
All right, so I just pretty much said in my notes the match sucked. Bats botched. Candido wins the diving headbutt, and then he rolls a natural onto Bats for the win.
Yep.
That's all I got. I don't even know. I don't even remember what he. Oh yes, I do. He botched. It was like a wheelbarrow cutter that he was trying to do or whatever,
Something
and he
like
just
that.
completely fucked it up. Yeah. But yeah, Candido hits a diving headbutt when Bats does this botched cutter or stunner, excuse me, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then Chase Stevens just pretty much pins him and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty Rhodes comes back out for the second of like 4 times tonight to announce Team Trinity versus Team Tracy at Destination X for the right to be his exclusive assistant. I've got to say, if I'm Dusty, why am I pitting them against each other? I mean, two beautiful women at my I'm just saying, If I'm just saying.
Do you
You know
want
what I'm
the
saying?
real answer or do you want a kayfabe answer?
I mean, you can give me the shoot answer and I'll pretend that the kayfabe one's whatever I say it is.
Because fucking Vince Russo only knows how to write women as property.
That is for true.
That's the shoot answer.
Yeah, bro. Listen, bro. There's nothing wrong with making Sable a potato sack, bro.
Nope.
True. Whatever you say, man.
Yeah. So while he's trying to put Team Trinity and Team Tracy against one another, David Young comes out of nowhere, I guess. He just walks up and he asks Dusty for a match to prove himself. And for anyone that doesn't know, David Young has a worse losing streak than like what's that
This
guy's name?
This dude lost to Jeff Hammond.
What's that one dude's name? He just fucking left. Brian Myers is his shoot name. I really don't remember his
Kurt Hawkins.
Kurt Hawkins. There we go.
The brother man, Curtis Hawkins.
Yeah, so he's like got a fucking worse one loss.
Oh yeah, they were burying him when he left, talking about how he's like 0-98 or some shit. I was like, damn, dude, go win a match.
Bad. Yeah, his one loss was terrible. And unlike Kurt Hawkins, his payoff wasn't winning a championship.
Yeah. Speaking of Young, Eric Young versus Dustin Rhodes is up next.
Smooth.
When Rhodes comes out to the ring, Eric Young attacks him before the bell goes, but is pretty much immediately cut off, and USA chants, "Yeah,
Yep.
cool."
Yep.
Pretty much they're just pretty much trading blows at this point.
Yeah, Scott D'Amore is accompanying EY to the ring.
Yes.
As he does all Team Canada members.
Yeah, because we see Team Canada like 3 times tonight.
As we do on every show.
Every show, yes. For some reason, Eric Young gets the advantage over Dustin Rhodes in a blow exchange. That makes sense.
Oh, just to backtrack, that was not Team Canada slander. I love every one of those guys.
I love Team Canada.
John Devine's fine, but like everyone else, I straight up love.
Oh, for sure. It's just, how many times can I watch Scott D'Amore come down to the ring?
True. So Scott D'Amore, he hit a cheap shot on Dustin while Dustin was hanging over the bottom rope or whatever. And I'll say this every time I see it. Scott D'Amore throws a better punch than 80% of the indies today.
Well, hey, man, that's his job.
I mean, but Come on now. It's also their job as well.
That's true. So then eventually Eric Young goes to the top rope and Dustin Rhodes pretty much catches him in an atomic drop,
Mm-hmm.
crotches
And
Young on the top rope, and then punched the piss out of it. My man was like, "You're not having
it's
kids, brother."
it's pretty much an inverted shattered dreams. Yeah.
Pretty
Which was
much,
not a DQ for some reason.
for some reason. And then Team Canada the rest of them attempt to get involved in this match, but then America's Most Wanted, oh my boys, come down, completely negate Team Canada's presence, and Rhodes defeats Eric Young.
Yep. Dustin wins with a power slam.
And then Dusty comes back to the ring again to
Oh,
speak about the main event stipulation of Destination X.
Before we go on to that, I really want to speak about this fucking god damn it. Inverted atomic drop. So
I mean the way he landed on his feet and then he did it.
no, not even that. The move itself. Okay, so the atomic drop is supposed to be a move that attacks the regular atomic drop is supposed to be a move that attacks the tailbone, right? You put the guy up in like a back suplex position and you drop him down to your knee, and it's the tailbone. Okay, so realistically, you could still sell the inverted atomic drop the same way as long as the point of the guy's knee actually goes far enough to hit your tailbone. But every time a guy sells his balls, the match should immediately be over, right? I mean, because at that point it's a DQ. I mean, I feel like the move could still be as effective regardless, to the tailbone. But once the guy sells his balls, DQ, the match should be thrown out. At least that's how I feel.
I mean, like we said, that we harped on this quite a bit last week, but some of the officiating in Impact in this time period is just really not great.
Okay, well, yes, well that.
But at the same time, I also think that selling your balls on an atomic drop is, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well,
Because even if you take it inverted, facing the brother man who does it to you,
right.
like I still feel like it should be attacking.
It should be attacking your tailbone, right? Because every time
attacking your ass.
if someone's gonna sell it by selling their balls, then that
your
whole
ass,
move
brother.
should be like thrown out,
Banned.
right? That whole move shouldn't even be able to be used. But
yeah, because it'd be almost no different than just getting kicked in the nuts.
right, but given that it is a move that is
attacking the tailbone directly, that's the whole point of the move.
Yeah,
So
given that it is a legal move, anyone who sells the move like by selling their balls realistically would be either selling the move wrong or the match should be over. Those are the shoot and kayfabe answers.
Well, that could also just be on the agent of the match telling Eric Young to sell his balls, not realizing that's not what the fucking move is.
I mean, I've seen that across multiple promotions. Many.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I just think that a lot of people just forget what that move is supposed to be.
It's just super weird to me. I don't know. Fucking study tapes, wrestlers.
Refs.
Them too.
All right, now Dusty's in the ring again to speak about the main event stipulation at Destination X for the NWA World's Championship between DDP and Jeff Jarrett.
And then 3 Live Crew's music hits, and they're just there. And then we go.
Yeah, they came down for some reason because I guess because Jeff Jarrett has hit all 3 of these men over the head with a guitar at some point.
I guess, but I mean, it's not even
rude
to them. They just came out.
Yeah, they just came out and stood around the ring. And then Dusty introduces DDP, who comes out through the crowd, like, babyface things.
Of course.
He talks with DDP, telling him he needs to dig down real deep in his heart if he plans to become the NWA World's Champion again.
Dusty said he's done everything that he can do, and it's up to DDP. And DDP, he's got to dig down in his heart.
His heart, the heart that he uses for this
business
that he loves.
His business is heart, his blood. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for true. Right. So then Jarrett, the Outlaw, the Naturals, and Chris Candido come down to interrupt DDP and Dusty Rhodes. Jarrett is absolutely sick of Dusty Rhodes' attempts to get that goddamn strap off of him. Yep. So he pushes Dusty, and oh brother, does Dusty fucking push back. Oh brother, he did not like that. So then Jarrett goes for the guitar shot. he was gonna take Dusty's head right off of that thing. But
Yeah,
DDP, ever the baby face, cuts him off, and then a whole brouhaha just erupts. Kevin Nash with his quads comes in and starts beating the piss out of Brother Men 2, and then DDP and Jarrett kind of find a way to separate from the pack and brawl each other into a commercial.
yeah, that's what happened.
And
I'm very
then
surprised that when Jarrett like dropped that guitar that it didn't just explode into a million pieces.
yeah, I mean I guess it was just slightly it was gimmicked, but not fully gimmicked.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a gimmicked Jeff Jarrett guitar. I mean, one time I saw him he like raised his arms and just the pyro going off fucking made his guitar explode. So I mean,
I think they had a paper mache.
right, those things are pretty flimsy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
paper skin and glass bones. You know how it is.
true. But yeah, Dusty or Jarrett was just pretty much saying to Dusty that he's pit everybody against him. You know, it was Randy Savage in December, and it was somebody in January, and
Triple threat here,
yeah,
stipulation
and then
there.
he
Yeah, yeah.
turned his own Kevin Nash, Kings of Wrestling brother against him, and yeah, as you said, everything just kind of went down into a brawl. Fucking Jarrett fucking flipped off Dusty's hat, and that's when everything got real serious and broke down.
Oh yeah. That's what really got him was the hat.
Yeah, he's
Like,
like, "Don't
brother,
you
my
touch
hat.
me!" And then that's when everything just kind of broke down.
And then we came back from commercial to the main event, which was a X Division Championship match with AJ Styles defending against Kid Cash.
Yes, Kid Cash wearing his cock shirt, accompanied by Lance Hoyt.
That's my dude right there. Christopher Daniels on commentary, as always. Claiming this match is justice served on AJ Styles.
Yes,
Uh, and he is very upset that he's not even included in the Ultimate X match by Dusty Cornelius Rhodes,
he
which
did say
I think that might have popped Tanay a little bit.
Yeah, he's like,
Um,
"What?"
I remember I was like, what the?
So one of my first notes isn't even about wrestling. It was just, did you notice how loose the canvas was?
No, I did not. What was it
Okay,
like
so
folding under their feet?
yes, it was.
Main
Yes,
event.
yeah. So I noticed it when Styles had Cash in the headlock, in the side headlock, and they were just moving, and it was folding under both their feet. I'm like, holy shit, get a clue.
Get a clue. The first thing I wrote down here was AJ hitting his signature dropkick spot, and goddamn was this shit pretty,
Yes, that drop
dude.
salt that he does is a thing of fucking beauty. That's also one of my notes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
that happens after the two do some good chain wrestling. There's this one takedown that Cash did. Like he had Styles from behind and he had wrist control, and he just like tripped him up, and then he transitioned to a front face lock, and I don't know, it just
they wrestled
as
a
a
bit. Yeah, they wrestled a good bit before any real spots were going down. So it was real fundamental. This was a good match for sure.
as a mat wrestling purpose, this was the chaining at the beginning was something that I enjoyed greatly.
For sure. They went to a commercial at some point in the match. When they came back, they pretty much went straight into a pin reversal chain, just
Hmm.
back and forth 2 counts. AJ then attempts to go for a Styles clash, which then Cash gets out of, and then distracts Rudy Charles, the referee, and kicks. He like mule kicks AJ in the balls
Yeah.
while Charles is looking her way.
Did you catch that one like really sweet arm drag that AJ did where he bounced off the ropes and he hooked Cash's left arm. They did a full 180, and like the momentum of AJ swinging his whole body around it is what made the arm drag happen. Did you catch that? Do you remember that at all?
I don't remember it, but that definitely sounds like some shit AJ would do for
It
sure.
was a thing of beauty. I'll fucking see if I can find that after the pod and send it to you or something because that shit was crazy.
Eventually, there was a this Hurricane Rana. I don't know why Cash did this. And
He
he jumped out of the ring to the floor, and
springboard hair.
Hurricane. Yeah, he just I don't know what this crazy motherfucker was thinking, but he Hurricane Rana's Styles from the ring to the. He jumps
Tanay
from
called
the ring
him
to the floor.
Today called him the master of the Hurricane Rana, which I've never heard that name applied to Kid Cash before.
What do you mean? That's what everyone knows him as. He's Kid Master of the Hurricane Rana Cash.
No, well, excuse me. I guess I just
Yeah, you should watch the product.
clearly. So there's this one point where the ref is out of position, so Cash has to tell him to get closer, just so he can push the ref's head away and low blow Styles.
Yep.
So AJ, or after that, like Hurricane Rana onto the outside, Cash goes to toss AJ into the barricade. AJ hops over the barricade.
This man just jumped it.
He does an enziguri, but the thing is, bro, why did this motherfucker take a bump on concrete for just to do an enziguri?
And why did you do that? Just do a gamengiri and stay on your
Right.
feet, bitch.
Bro, what is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, he did an enziguri, took a bump on concrete, very, very easily just could have done a gamengiri, and it would have had the very same effect.
Probably would have looked better too. Would have kicked him in the back of his head.
And then after that enziguri happened, my note was, wow, the ref is being quite lenient with the 10 count.
Oh, for sure.
They were out of the ring for about a minute at that point.
Oh, well, officiating an Impact in 2005. So then Cash gets another distraction going on the ref as Hoyt attacks Styles going into another commercial break.
Yep.
As we come back, Cash is on the top rope, but Styles he attacks these ropes. He jumps like halfway across the ring to drop this.
Throws his. I saw that
he
tweet.
threw
He
his body
throws
into
his
it.
whole body at the fucking ropes.
He's like, nah, fam, you're falling.
Right.
So eventually, the two of them are on the top rope, and they're I couldn't tell what they were trying to do here. They were
okay. So yeah, the two
right.
of them are on the top rope, and Cash is just going for something. I have no idea what he's going for. It looked like like I said, it looked like it could have been a sunset flip, maybe, but it also looked like he was trying to cradle him for a package pile driver because it looked like he kept trying to hook his legs under Styles' thighs, which was. I was like, "Is this motherfucker gonna do a package pile driver?"
We are not doing top rope pile drivers.
I'm like,
God, I would have like jumped out of my chair and cheered like.
Yeah,
anyone who's listening to this pod, when you see a really bad bump, you just feel like a wave of like holy shit wash over you.
Absolutely,
that would have been like one of the most apex moments of that.
Yeah. So after Cash is trying to like cradle Styles' legs or whatever, Styles just flips him out for a back body drop off the top rope. And Daniel's on commentary at this point. He mentions how these guys are sucking wind 14 minutes in, but that he went 30 minutes and it was fresh as a daisy. And then Mike today was like, yeah, Daisy on the losing end. And I was like, ooh, the fucking shade.
Yeah, my man just told him how it is. That's okay, though.
True.
After the back body drop, Styles follows that with an Uchi-Goroshi in the middle of the ring to Cash, followed by a fucking brain buster, which only gets him a 2 count.
And then he hits an enziguri that I think was supposed to be a Pele kick.
I just called it a Pele kick because I knew what he was going for.
Yeah, but it was not a fucking Pele kick.
Oh, you want to talk about a botch? Let's talk about a botch. Immediately after.
Yeah, let's talk about the fucking botch. So immediately after that fucking enziguri Pele kick, Styles was going for the Stalin DDT, which is just it's a springboard like moonsault off of the second rope where he catches you into a reverse DDT / scorpion death drop. And Styles, okay, so I don't know. I really don't know who.
I think this was Cash's fault. I think he was out of position.
I think so too, but it also just seems like AJ didn't jump back far enough. Really, okay, I feel like this really could be both their fault, but I think more so it is on Cash because
Styles literally crotches himself on Cash's head.
So they're going for AJ's going for the Stalin DDT. And I mean, I don't for anyone that's ever done a backflip, you gotta throw your fucking feet over yourself, and your feet have to land first so you can land and not break your neck. Well, AJ rotates, he does everything he's supposed to do, but he's got his legs open so he can kind of base himself. Well, unfortunately, Cash was a little too far back, and for some reason he was crouching down. So Styles ends up just fucking nutting himself all like on the crown, crotch first on the crown of Kid Cash's head, and both of them just crumble immediately.
Yeah,
And I know that
dude,
fucking
I felt so bad for
sucks.
Styles. I was like, dude, imagine taking someone's skull to the nuts.
But just the absolute dirt worst. But ever the professional, AJ did a really nice looking like cradle pin and covered it up as fucking best as he could.
Yeah, he tried. Daniels tried to interfere in this match, and
Yeah,
it went completely sideways. And Styles managed to retain the X Division Championship.
Yep. Daniels attempts to cheat on behalf of Cash, and Cash sets up for his Tiger Driver 98, which is still insane to me. But Styles does like a bridging. I don't even know what to call that kind of pin. It was, I guess, it was kind of like a Northern Lights, but
Kind of. Regardless, he got the pin. Cash looked kind of silly, but
Cash looks silly. Daniels looks silly. Fucking AJ looks like a monster.
as he always does
He
until
always
the Hogan era. But we don't talk about that around here.
Yeah.
The show ends with I guess there's a camera guy in the back watching Abyss literally just marching around the parking garage, breaking shit.
I didn't even note that because just nothing happened. That whole thing was just like, what the fuck?
Here's what was interesting about this was that all the while Abyss is just like rampaging through the garage, Jeff Hardy is just perched on top of I don't know, like maybe where the security guy hangs out, and he's got this pair of binoculars just watching him like he's a fucking animal on Nat Geo.
Yeah, super weird. Super weird.
And that was Impact Wrestling for March 4th, 2005.
Yeah, the show fucking sucked. The show was awful.
Yeah, besides the opener and the close, it was pretty meh.
Yeah, the show was not completely, well, I would say a missable, avoidable, skippable show, but unfortunately we can't really do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've signed up to watch all of them. Otherwise, we just skip to like July? Is that when Samoa Joe shows up?
I think so.
And then we'd skip again to November. But you know, when we get there,
Sting will also be here between now and then.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay. I didn't know that he started in 2005 with them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong. I'm sure someone can fact check that for us.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure 2005 was the year they got Joe, Sting, and Christian Cage, and then 2006 is the year they got Angle, which, I mean, is
Oh, baby, we're gonna talk about Kurt Angle later in this podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, we are. But anyway, everybody, that was TNA Impact, March 4th, 2005.
All right. Do we wanna get looking into the meaning of our Carney commentaries?
Yeah. So everybody, this
New segment alert. More segments are coming.
Yeah, so basically, Andrew and I, we've just been bouncing around ideas as far as segments that we want to throw in the pod. Yeah,
just
more content.
Give y'all more content, baby. Yeah, we're all about the content for our fans that we love.
Also, kind of a cool down period between the wrestling that we talk about. So, the idea that I have come up with, and Andrew also has come up with an idea that we will most likely use in the future. So
we'll see. We'll see that in the future, though. Don't worry, we got that. We got that idea on retainer.
Yeah, but for this one, we're gonna go with my idea. And my idea was that we want to teach all you guys some of that Carney speak,
some of that Kizarny language.
Yeah, some of that Kizarny kayfabe speak. So, I don't know who all here wouldn't know, but I'm sure it's certainly possible that there's someone listening to this that may not be up to date on all the lingo, and that's fine. That's why we are doing this segment. Because
that's why we're here. We're here to teach you about the words that we say that barely have any meaning anymore.
Right. Right. So, if we just say the heel Pearl Harbor's the baby face and then he gets a whole bunch of heat, like I'm sure
lost.
to the average person, that was nonsense. So, but in the
I think that
wonderful
was
world of
almost
wrestling,
nonsense to me.
well, fair enough. But in the wonderful world of wrestling, that means a whole, that I just constructed a whole sentence there. So basically, all I want to do, or all we want to do, is just teach you guys the lingo, just to kind of keep you up to snuff, so to speak.
And also give us something to do other than speak strictly about old reviews
Yes,
for
just
for, for
something.
our own sanity.
Yes,
If nothing
if
else, this
nothing
segment is
else.
to preserve our own sanity.
If nothing else. So I don't know how well this is gonna do, but we're gonna do it regardless. So
And
suck it up.
feel free to shit on it on Twitter if you want. It'll be
Oh
a
yeah,
good it'll be good engagement, and we'll appreciate it no
right,
matter what.
right. Regardless. Anyway, so the very first word that we have,
Decided to undertake.
the very first word that we have decided to go ahead and look at this week on the shit. I already forgot the name of the segment. Carney commentary. Shit, I came up with that name and I already forgot it. So this week on Carney commentary, we are looking at probably the most important yet
The most
overlooked
the most
yet
dead
overused.
it's a dead word.
Yeah, this is the Latin of Carney.
Yeah, this is the Latin word. This is like
So, but
cool.
it's also the most important thing.
Oh yes, this is by far the most important term in probably all professional wrestling, just based on the way it works.
Yeah. So
So today we're gonna look at kayfabe.
look at the word kayfabe. So basically, the way the segment is gonna go is that I am going to ask Andrew his definition of what he thinks a word is. So in this instance, kayfabe, and then I am going to give him my definition of said word, and then I am going to go online, find a glossary or whatever, and just find a pretty much consensus of the definition of the word kayfabe. So,
And when I'm wrong, I'm
kayfabe.
gonna make sure to spend at least 20 minutes straight arguing why I'm right.
So, kayfabe. Go ahead, Andrew, and try and explain kayfabe to these wonderful, wonderful people.
All right, you jabroni marks, listen here.
That's what
Kayfabe,
I
as far as I understand it, is the general understanding among pro wrestlers that the work they do in front of the camera is a work. That'll be another word we talk about.
said.
And that it should be, at least in certain times, should be reflected in their real lives to maintain the illusion of reality in the product that they're in. It is also known among modern fans that a pro wrestler's character in front of the curtain is not typically the same person they are behind it, which has kind of killed the concept of kayfabe in recent years.
Yeah. So that was your definition. I mean, I know that was your definition, but I guess
That was the way I defined the idea of kayfabe.
so TLDR, how you define kayfabe is that it's wrestlers knowing that a work is a work and not to work themselves into a shoot, brother.
Okay, Hogan, brother.
Yeah.
What does the internet tell us that the meaning of kayfabe is, so I can argue
Well,
this?
I guess I will give my definition of kayfabe first.
Oh,
So,
okay. So you just worked me. Okay. Damn, I just got worked.
so I guess what I envision kayfabe being, well, I pretty much agree with your definition. I mean, pretty much through and through. But as far as kayfabe, I would say that kayfabe, if I were to try and make it as simple as possible while not making it too simple, I would imagine I would liken kayfabe to a story, and I would say that kayfabe is the general happenings of the universe of said story. So, the setting of a story usually is a company. Usually is so like take take WWE for example. That's a setting, and the within the wonderful world of, I guess, wrestling in general, but WWE in their kayfabe, you have undead wizards, and we have a guy in a mask that sticks his tongue out,
Bad.
and we have a guy that's from hell that had scars, but not really scars; they were just mental scars. who also electrocuted the balls of the
Owner's son.
owner's son, who in kayfabe is the owner's son, but also out of universe is the owner's son. See,
Yeah,
WWE just
see,
makes
the work
things
is also a
complicated.
shoot.
Yeah, WWE just makes things needlessly complicated. But pretty much kayfabe is the illusion of wrestling, and it is the illusion of the world of wrestling. So wrestlers have to adhere to kayfabe in the sense that their character, their brand, their image, their whatever you want to say is within kayfabe. So I guess an example of that, of someone that tries to live strictly by kayfabe in a very, very dead kayfabe world, is MJF.
Yeah,
And
that
uh,
man's working his character at all times when no one cares anymore.
no one gives a single fuck if he does that. And some would say it's good because that's a lost art, but most would tell you
It's
that it's
needless.
fucking stupid. Anyway, so I will now go onto the internet and see what the internet has to say what kayfabe is.
You tell me, brother, what do the interwebs say about the K-Fizabe?
Hmm. I expected this definition to be a little longer, but it says the presentation of professional wrestling as being entirely legitimate or unscripted. Prior to the mid 1980s, this was universally maintained across all wrestling territories and promotions.
I can't. You know what? You know what? I can't argue that.
No, I mean, I
That is straight and to the
wholeheartedly
point, the
agree.
truth.
Yeah, I expected there to be a few
A
more.
lot more. Hmm. Man, damn. Maybe we worked ourselves into a shoot.
I think we just
And
worked ourselves into a shoot. God damn, bro. What happened?
the word kayfabe just worked us.
Wow, that's meta.
Oh no, that's
Oh, man.
terrible.
Okay, so I'm trying to find other meanings of kayfabe according to the internet.
Yeah, maybe
And,
you can find like the Urban Dictionary.
oh, that's actually a very good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure Urban Dictionary might have some funny ones for us to take a look at.
So one other that isn't on Urban Dictionary is the fact or convention or of presenting stage performances as genuine or authentic.
Okay, yeah, that is even more simple than the first one, and that
Yeah.
makes just as okay. Wow,
Wow.
wow.
I
You
feel like
know
we use
what?
too much words.
Damn, I think we overthought it,
Yeah, way too much.
bro. Kayfabe just worked us for real, for real. I'm over here talking about fucking understanding amongst pro wrestlers and the cameras and the fans and whatnot. And they're talking about yeah, so this fake shit's real. LOL. Like
Okay,
yeah,
so
I knew that.
according to Urban Dictionary, there are 5 definitions for the word kayfabe. How many do you want me to read?
Let's do three.
3. Okay. So
The rule of threes.
I'll go from 3 to 1. Okay, so the third most popular definition for kayfabe. Wrestling term derived from carnival talk for the word keep. Originally would have been pronounced as keel feet? The fuck? More like keel feet? Well, I don't speak carnival, so.
Brother, it's not 1950 anymore.
All right. It says originally would have been pronounced as keel feet, and said quickly, it sounds like kayfabe. Used as shorthand term for keep quiet or keep secret. Okay, that was the third.
That sounds like the definition Dave Meltzer put up.
Uh, it sounded like something. Anyway, so the second most popular definition is a literary device used in professional wrestling. Kayfabe is the portrayal of staged events within the industry as real or true. Specifically, the portrayal of competition, rivalries, and relationships between participants as being genuine and not of a staged or predetermined nature of any kind. Kayfabe has also evolved to become a code word of sorts for maintaining this reality within the direct or indirect presence of the general public. I like that definition actually.
Yeah, it was wordy.
Yeah.
I like words.
Yeah, I feel like that definition didn't get worked into a show. Anyway, and the number one definition for kayfabe on Urban Dictionary with 520 thumbs ups.
Wow.
Term in professional wrestling, kayfabe was the unsaid rule that the characters should stay in character during the show and in public appearances in order to maintain a feeling of reality, albeit suspended, among the fans. So
I
yeah,
mean, I guess it's also true, but I mean,
uh,
those first two definitions I think were better.
I would agree. I really
Well,
like that second one on Urban Dictionary.
yeah, you just like a lot of words, brother.
I think so.
You wordy ass motherfucker.
So, would you like to go through another word, or just I'm sure a word that you wouldn't have, you know, to think about in advance, like kayfabe, like work or shoot. Or something.
Well. How about this? How about we explain shoot and work real quick since we keep saying it.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
if you ask me, a shoot is just when something happens and it's for real. Like there's no bones
mhm,
about it. That shit was real,
yeah,
which typically is used in the wrestling business when maybe somewhere in a match, maybe a guy starts throwing real shots at someone because maybe they pissed him off, or maybe they're
yes,
just a really terrible person, sexy star, or or I mean, it's also used in a lot of things for fighting, like people call shoot fighting.
yes.
I mean,
Fighting is a real thing, yeah.
yeah, that's a pretty generally used term even in like combat sports, like MMA.
Yeah,
Like there's things like shoot style, which
mhm,
I mean, really is just talking about like, hey, I'm gonna fuck this dude up.
yeah. That's really it.
And then I guess I'll also define work real quick.
Okay.
A work is essentially the opposite, where the idea is that it's supposed to seem like it's supposed to come off as real, but the work part is that it's actually not, and the work is to make you believe it's real.
Mm, yeah. So, if I were to give my definitions of shoot and work, so shoot being, as you said, real. Professional wrestling is a predetermined sport. I always struggle
Air
with what word to
quotes.
use there. Yeah,
It's air
professional
quotes
wrestling
with
is a
sport.
predetermined sport. Professional wrestling is a predetermined sport, and so a shoot would be anything that happens that is not predetermined. So anything that has happened that has not already been upon before the actual match starts is a shoot. Or so like if we were to go back to my analogy of kayfabe being like a story universe. So the two guys have agreed to do whatever the fuck. Um,
We're gonna do a drop
and
down leapfrog spot, brother.
yeah, the universal spot: drop down, leapfrog, hip toss, or no, drop down, leapfrog, shoulder tackle, hip toss. I think it is.
Whatever it is, everyone does it.
Yeah, the universal spot. So if everyone does the universal spot and the guy calls it, so okay, so say you and I are doing this universal, and on the leapfrog, say you leapfrog, and I'm supposed to drop down, or I'm supposed to take a snap bump from a shoulder tackle that you hit me with. Well, say I just say fuck all that and just fucking shoot on you,
You
like
start beating the piss out of me in the middle of the ring and just bloody my
shoot.
face up.
I guess I can't. I guess I shouldn't use. I mean, I guess the context is different, but I shouldn't use that word trying to describe the word shoot. So what I
You're
meant
shoot
is
fighting me,
I'll take you down with like a double leg is what I meant to say. I'll shoot in,
and then start actually
and
beating
yeah,
you
and then
up.
I'll start actually just beating the shit out of you. So that is, shoot. It's something the guys have agreed that they were going to do the universal spot, and then one guy is just like, nah, how about I don't do that? Okay, and
It's almost like you're taking liberties.
I was trying to avoid.
Oh,
I was trying so hard to avoid saying that one
let's
guy was taking liberty.
go! I don't even care. Fuck you. That
Yeah,
was sick.
yeah, I was trying so hard to avoid saying that taking liberties, but yeah. So that is shoot, and a work would be within the confines of the kayfabe universe that it is anything that has been agreed upon that just that the two guys do. So whether they're trying to elicit the emotion of anger from you, so say like this fucking bastard Andrew stabs me in the eye with a fork, and then the crowd wants to kill him because he just fucking stabbed me in the eye with a fork. Well, he just worked all those people into being upset, even though in reality I am perfectly fine.
How do you
So he,
gimmick getting stabbed in the eye with a fork? The same
uh,
way they gimmicked Rey Mysterio's eye, huh?
well, if the best way would, I guess, to do what Abdullah the Butcher does when he gimmicks the fork to the head. What he just
Does
does
he
is
gimmick it?
he puts the fork to your head, but doesn't apply any pressure at all. And the opponent is supposed to push into the fork themselves, so they apply all the pressure that they want and can handle. So that's what Abby does.
Damn, bro, I just assumed he was carving brothers up.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
that's
you know
well,
what? I
you got
got work.
worked, huh?
I
You
got
got
work.
worked. That's the
I got
point. You got
fucking
worked,
work. Damn, look at
and
him doing his fucking job. I got worked by Abdullah the Butcher. That's crazy.
look at it. It all loops back around. You got worked, and well,
Jabroni ass mark I am. My bad, guys.
so do you want to try and up the ante and describe what a worked shoot is?
A work shoot? Oh
Yes, sir.
shit. So, oh man, a work shoot. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
so
So
we've
a work
described a
shoot.
shoot and we've described a work, but there's also something called a worked shoot.
Okay, so a work shoot is literally just a work under the guise of a shoot. The
Yeah.
idea is that when you're working, when brothers are working,
Hmm.
say you're cutting a promo in the ring and you say some really personal stuff that like has nothing to do with kayfabe. Ooh, you're breaking the fourth wall a bit.
Yeah, so say like
That would be looked at as a work shoot.
say that I had a just crippling alcohol addiction, right? And we are in the ring, and
Your
Andrew
character doesn't have an alcohol addiction.
and my character doesn't have an alcohol addiction, and Andrew's just like, "Oh yeah, and I bet you're gonna go home and fucking pop open a couple of code ones and
Beat your kids. Like I don't know.
yeah, something." I don't know. I was trying not to say
Whatever
that.
gets me whatever gets me heat, brother.
Yeah, yeah, whatever just gets you a cheap fucking pot. Um, that would be a worked shoot. You're deliberately saying something that is known backstage and to the smart fans,
Those smart marks, them smarks.
but it's not something that is in kayfabe known or associated with your character. So
Yeah. So
that
it's
is
essentially you can boil work shoot down to breaking the boundaries of kayfabe while still remaining inside of it.
yeah, just bad storytelling. If I'm being honest, at least
It
that's what
it
I think of
it
worked
it dep
shoots.
sometimes it can be tasteful, but I think it's an overused practice, especially in modern times because of Twitter and other social medias that make it basically impossible for a professional wrestler to have a personal life without fans somehow. Like, do you like how many professional wrestlers' personal Facebook accounts get absolutely inundated with fans who find it because they know their real name? Like,
True.
like 30 years ago, would you know that Seth Rollins' real name is Colby Lopez? Like, no, you wouldn't.
I also probably wouldn't care. I mean, I still don't care, but
I know, but
continue.
I'm saying the general public of
Yeah,
professional wrestling
I
fans
get
would
you.
not know that my man's name is not actually Seth Rollins or
Well,
Tyler Black or whatever.
that's why wrestlers back in the day could subscribe to the Wrestling Observer under their shoot name. I mean, Meltzer knew who
Ew.
these
What
people
was he?
were.
Yeah, what was he gonna say? Nothing.
Right. That's the whole point. Because he's supposed to be, or he's a confidant. So that's why wrestlers back in the day could subscribe to the Observer under their shoot names, under their real names. Um, I guess I guess we didn't even touch that definition. Shoot also just means real. I mean,
Anything that's not kayfabe.
anything that's not kayfabe, anything that's not worked, anything that's not
In the
uh,
realm of the
in the
illusion.
realm of an illusion, yeah, it's real. So like I said, wrestlers could sign up under their shoot name for the Observer. They signed up under their real name for the Observer.
I got the subscription from Terry Bollea.
Hmm.
Who is that?
Yeah. All right. So now let me find shoot. You keep talking to fill this dead air, please.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I can only imagine what Urban Dictionary and Wikipedia are gonna say about these. Uh, Especially work shoot. That's gonna probably be really fun to find because that's such a odd wrestling term.
I agree.
Are you looking? Are we looking at Wikipedia first for the first two?
Yeah.
All right.
So I found. Okay, shoot. According to Wikipedia, a shoot is when a wrestler or personality deliberately goes off script, either by making candid comments or remarks during an interview, breaking kayfabe, or legitimately attacking an opponent. So pretty much exactly what we said.
Yep. Well, damn, I didn't get work that one. Oh, that's like a work.
Okay, and now we work. There are 3 definitions on Wikipedia for this: a noun
Oh,
and 2
yeah.
verbs. So the first definition is anything planned to happen or a quote rationalized lie, the opposite of a shoot. That's the noun. Verb: to methodically attack a single body part. Oh, this is in kayfabe.
Working a hold, working a body part.
Yeah, like to work on a body part. Yeah. Oh, and the third one is to deceive or manipulate an audience in order to elicit a desired response. So,
That sounds about correct.
yeah, I mean, again, practically what we said. Yeah. There's also worked shoot on Wikipedia, which I
Oh,
actually
is there?
wasn't
That's
expecting.
actually surprising because I thought that was gonna be such a weird term.
Yeah. So on Wikipedia, according to Wikipedia, a worked shoot is the phenomenon of a wrestler seemingly going off script. Excuse me. Often revealing elements of out of universe reality, but actually doing so as a fully planned part of the show. A notable example of a work shoot is. Can you guess what this notable example of a work shoot is?
Of a worked shoot?
Yeah. The example they have.
Oh no, man, there's so many.
Just
I could.
just
Oh man.
think about what's the first one that comes to your head right now.
Well, the first one that comes to my head is the John Cena Roman Reigns promo, but that's because I'm a stupid fucking mark and I have a
Yeah,
bad memory.
that's recency bias. It's
Yeah,
fair. Um,
just because I remember that very vividly because I was laughing.
Big dog. But no, the CM Punk's pipe bomb promo.
Oh, the pipe bomb. Yeah, I forgot that happened.
How do you forget the
Because
hey Colt
I haven't, because
Cabana?
CM Punk has not crossed my mind since like his UFC fight like 5 years ago.
Fair. That's fair, actually. Yeah,
Like, I think especially after he made his pro wrestling return on WWE Backstage, I think all emotional feelings towards him had died at that moment. But maybe that's just me.
I've heard that from a few people actually.
Hi,
Don't
Colt Cabana.
I don't see work on
Urban Dictionary.
dictionary.
Damn, these wrestling fans need to get on it.
No, fucking
What the hell,
Marx.
guys?
Marx is a term we'll come back to.
Oh, we can talk about Marx next week.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to go with the the Wikipedia definitions.
And just stick with it?
Yeah, I mean
I guess. Well, to be fair, they're pretty good definitions.
they were pretty good definitions. I mean they aligned with what we said, so I'm perfectly fine
Essentially,
not finding anything to you know
argue us.
contrast what we said. Yeah, I'm perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
this is an echo chamber, brother. We only hear what we want to hear.
Right? Just like never mind.
Don't say it, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna
yeah, yeah,
alienate
yeah,
half
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
audience.
yeah,
Slow
yeah, yeah.
down.
We just talked about that
Slow
last night. Yeah, we
slow
just
your roll. Slow it
yeah.
down, kid. Speaking of slow it down, kid, are you ready to talk about the blast from the past, brother?
Yes, sir.
Our
But
retro
everybody,
segment that is finally named.
that was the Carney commentary segment. And yes, now we are heading into the blast from the past, brother. segment. Yes, that's the whole name.
That's correct. The Blast from the Past, comma, brother.
Yep. That is
This
our retro review segment, because I did not want to say retro review because everyone and their fucking grandmother calls their review a retro review.
and then I kind of said it sarcastically, and it just kind of stuck.
Yep.
This
Thanks.
week, thanks to a suggestion from someone in that we know,
Mm-hmm.
we watched Vengeance 2006.
Yes, it was recommended to us by Kelevs. I don't know if the C is soft or hard, but
My man's
thanks.
chilling. But we appreciate the recommendation because this show actually didn't totally suck,
Yes,
which
it
is
did not.
actually shocking.
Yeah, we
Considering this is
totally expected to
2006
shit on this show.
Ed.
Yeah, we fully expected to come into this show and just doo-doo on it. But that didn't happen. I don't think.
Speaking of slow it down, are you ready to talk about the first match on this show?
Of course.
So we had Randall Keith Orton
With
opening
the
the
dripping
show.
pyro.
Oh, the dripping pyro and the burning my light and the hair and he wasn't like completely covered in tattoos yet, so he was kind of looking.
And he does his pose correctly at this
Oh, yeah,
time.
the arms all the way out. He's like,
Arms
look at me,
stretched
bitches.
all the way out. Yeah.
Yeah, we had Randall Keith Orton versus the hardcore Olympian Kurt Angle. And this was actually, I didn't realize this until the promo packs that opened the show, but this pay-per-view was the one that took place right after One Night Stand 2006.
Yes,
So
sir.
this match
I
was
didn't
actually
even remember that.
this match was a rematch from that show where the crowd chanted "pussy" at Randy Orton.
Pussy. And then Orton was like, "No, my fans.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's a goated my fans.
My
Goated
fans."
moment.
Yes, it is.
I hope that whenever we're in the biz, we get pussy chants and then we do the same thing.
I would be
My
disappointed.
Yeah, I better get some pussy chants.
So the match just starts off with Angle embarrassing Randy Orton on the mat.
Oh yeah, he was like hunting him for the first couple minutes of this match. Orton was trying to stay away.
He kept taking him down to the mat, and at one point he just rode him.
Oh yeah,
his head, just absolutely embarrassed. So yeah, and after that happens, they kind of brawl out. Well, they don't. It's not out per se.
they get on the apron.
Yeah, they get on the apron, and then
The hottest part of the ring.
Angle teases a
April?
German.
Who? April O'Neil.
I was reading apron when I said Angle and
Ninja Turtles.
April.
Crazy.
Yeah, so German. He's teasing a German from the apron onto the floor.
Yo,
And-
Kurt looked like he really wanted Orton to let go.
It looked
of those
like he
ropes.
was.
He wanted him to let go of those ropes.
Looked like he was trying to
Rip him off.
shoot,
Yeah.
suplex him.
Which at this point, it's very possible that Kurt might have just been off a perk and actually wanted to just fuck Orton up.
It's very possible. Lots and lots of Vicodin for broken necks. So Randy they brawl back inside the ring, and Randy is just working a chin lock.
Oh, brother, he worked this chin lock for quite a while.
Oh.
Oh yeah, well before the chin lock, Kurt wasn't able to get that German suplex from the apron, but he was able to land one directly on the floor just moments later.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we both were like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "Yo, we need to slow it down, kid."
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Orton probably like, "Yo, we need to
imagine
slow it down."
Orton took that fucking German onto the floor, and he was like, "Whoa, that shit hurt. Let's slow it down, Kurt.
Yeah, that hurted.
Yeah. So Orton's working this hold, and such a just stunning concept. It looks like he's actually trying to rip his head off, Angle's head off, while he's working this hold.
They weren't just breathing. Like he had like a deep cinch in, and like Angle looked like he was not comfortable at all.
Yeah, it's almost like they were working a professional wrestling match. It's crazy. It's almost like they weren't just sitting on the mat sucking wind. Wild.
4 minutes in, yeah.
Yeah.
Angle manages to kind of wrestle free enough to. I honestly thought Angle was going to go for an angle slam right here, but he just went for a Samoan drop type gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
But Orton kind of manages to put the chin lock right back on.
Yep. And then Orton starts working it even harder. He puts his foot. Excuse me. He puts his foot on the rope for leverage. He cinches it in even more. He's like even does a headstand at one point while he has this chin lock in. He's really working this fucking chin lock.
Yeah, and then eventually Orton just kind of lets him out and goes for that knee he drops. Oh baby.
Oof.
Randy
And
Orton's got the crazy good knee drop. Him, AJ Styles, and Ric Flair are my top 3 knee drops in the whole biz.
I agree wholeheartedly. Just an absolutely beautiful knee. Randy then goes up for.
Oh no. Randy goes right back into a chin lock after the knee drop. He gets right back in it. Angle manages to get out of this and then gets a fat lariat from Orton for even trying this.
Yeah.
That's when Orton goes up to the top rope, and Kurt, with all that chutzpah and bravado and Vicodin, manages to just run up the ropes and he almost breaks Orton's neck with this this belly to belly.
Kurt runs up the ropes, all cat-like he does. I say cat-like, but it wasn't as great. And he goes for a belly to belly that kind of like turns into an arm drag because he's not hooked all the way, and they both just slip, and Orton almost spikes his head right into the fucking head. If he didn't tuck his chin, concussion. That would have been an immediate concussion.
Yeah. Kurt gets Orton up for a suplex.
Yep.
Orton then counters an angle slam into that backbreaker. He does that after all these years he's never named.
Mm-hmm. Super weird.
Eventually Orton goes over to one of the turnbuckle pads and starts to untie it, which comes back towards the finish of this match.
Yes.
And then Angle just hits like 8 straight trap German suplexes on Orton. My man Orton looked like he was about to just
by number 6.
He was
Orton
done.
Was gassed as fuck. Yeah, by number 6, Orton was super gassed. By number 7, when the 7th one hit, you know that he didn't want to get up. Yeah, because you could see it. He was like,
it took well, how long did it take them to stand up after the 7th one? Like a whole 45 seconds.
Yeah, it took them a while. Yeah, they were fucking gassed. And then the 8th one came, and Orton immediately powdered.
I'm getting out. And then Kurt chased him, threw him right back in the ring for a 2 count.
Yeah. Kurt Angle just has fucking freak stamina.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, what do you expect from an Olympian, I guess,
True, but
Angle only gets a 2 count for his troubles, and then he puts Orton to an ankle lock, which then this was crazy. Orton manages to build up some momentum and getting out, and he literally throws Angle straight into the turnbuckle pad, the turnbuckle itself that was exposed.
Yes.
And he just smacks his fucking face off it, takes an RKO, and Randy gets his win back after getting called a pussy at One Night Stand.
Orton had so much momentum and so much power in his legs.
He was able
to throw Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle was able to turn about 30 degrees to properly hit this turnbuckle. That's how much force that Angle countered.
He just generated so much force just being on his hands.
Yeah, that's how much force he was able to generate in his legs to counter this move.
Crazy.
And yeah, he hits the RKO for the win. Good match, actually.
It was a very good match. Actually, I think this match was definitely better than the one that had at One Night Stand. That is for true.
Yeah, I think, I was saying when we watched this match, probably could have shaved about a minute and a half
of that headlock off. Yeah, the chin locking was a little long, but otherwise, this match was very solid.
Yeah. And then we cut to a backstage promo next, where Vince McMahon is on the phone.
Essentially, he says, as I quote, "Vengeance is mine, saith McMahon."
Yep.
Which I can only assume is referring to the 5-on-2 main event of the Spirit Squad versus D Generation X.
Mm-hmm.
Soon after that, a young child in a wheelchair enters Vince's office to get nothing but absolutely terrorized.
Yes.
Vince, because this kid's wearing a DX shirt, but this kid, as is later revealed by Jonathan Coachman just moments after what Vince does to this child, was actually a very big fan of Vince and just came to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince, being in a blind rage at this shirt, like grabs this young child's wheelchair at the like the. It honestly kind of scared me how fast his arms moved here.
Yeah.
Like he's like snapped onto it, and he just like
It
looks the
looked
child into the eye,
super
all
creepy.
menacingly, and he says, "You know what, kid? I'm gonna take you on a ride to hell." And he literally opens the door to his office, wheels the kid over, and pushes him into what I can assume was his death.
Yeah. He like wheeled him pretty much out of the room and
He crashed. You can
crashed.
hear
Yeah,
it. He literally
yeah,
crashed.
he crashed. You heard the kid hit the wall, and then
It was pretty much after this. That's when Coachman comes in to let Vince know that there was a young fan in a wheelchair who was trying to meet him, and Vince asked Coachman to let him know when the fan arrived,
yes,
knowing full well what he just did.
yes, sir. Also, Coach finds a dick pump outside.
Oh, that is true. He did find a penis pump outside of Vince's
Yes.
office.
He said those DX guys have been hanging around your office. Left this penis pump, and
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes, they did.
and so after that segment, we have Umaga with Armando Alejandro Estrada
Yeah, that's my guy right there.
versus Eugene, and Eugene brings out a bunch of old guys.
Yeah, so Armando, when Umaga and Armando get down to the ring, he gets on the mic and tells Eugene, like, brother, it doesn't matter who the hell you bring to this ring. You are not beating this guy. He's on a push right now. He's gonna have a title match in about 6 months with the champion, so you're not winning this.
And he's gonna look fucking super strong in that first match and get buried in that second one. Yep.
Yes, brother. So Eugene comes out and he brings out the boys: Hacksaw Jim Duggan, not
Ho!
not Matt Bourne Doink,
Yep.
and Kamala, which that was really crazy, especially what they did with Kamala in this match.
Okay, first off, R.I.P. Kamala.
R.I.P. to my man. That's my guy right there.
Get that out
Speaking
of
of
the
which,
Yes.
R.I.P. to Road Warrior Animal.
Yes, sir. I actually found I did not expect to find out the way that I found out, but I got a text from my dad at like 7 in the morning that Road Warrior Animal had died, and it was super weird. I'm sure him sending me that text was the Road Warriors' his favorite tag team of all time. So I woke up like finding out that Road Warrior Animal died from my dad. I'm like, oh wow, holy shit! So that was a trip.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. The dude was only 60.
Yeah,
That's insane.
lived a hell of a life.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, what a rush. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But back to this match here. Basically, the crux of this is that Umaga bounces Eugene around the ring like a goddamn rubber band and beats the
Yes.
piss out of him. With this match goes like 45 seconds, and Umaga
Yeah,
wins.
I have one note. Squash. Umaga wins with a spike.
So, so then all the legends kind of hit the ring, and Umaga completely jobs out Duggan and Doink.
Yes.
But for some ungodly reason, and maybe there is a reason for this, Estrada tells Umaga to absolutely not fuck with Kamala.
Yeah, he's selling
Kamala in
Kamala for
2005. 2006. I'm sorry, it's all the same year to me.
True.
Yeah, but Umaga starts jaw jacking with Kamala a little bit, and I mean the fans are kind of getting hot for this, like
Which
low
is
key.
super weird.
There was some heat for this, and
Yeah.
Estrada said, "Nah, we ain't doing this, bruv. We need to leave." Which
yes.
made me wonder: does Umaga understand English?
I was just about to fucking say that. Well, that's the thing because Estrada was speaking Spanish and Umaga was replying in Samoan.
Yeah, what the?
So
I don't know what the hell is going on here.
that was a thing that happened.
Speaking
yeah.
of things that happened, we go backstage with Todd Grisham interviewing the hardcore legend Mick Foley.
Yes, sir. Bang bang.
Mick Foley, the two-time New York Times #1 best-selling author, pulls out a passage from Ric Flair's quote, autobiography, which
Well, it is an autobiography. No. It is an autobiography.
Yeah.
The quote is what Flair. What did he call it? A novel because of
Yeah, Colin Algo is full of falsehoods.
Yeah, because he said an autobiography is supposed to be about yourself and it's supposed to be about the truth, but it's a novel full of falsehoods.
And this passage that Mick reads essentially is just calling him out for being a spot monkey, non-fundamental jamote piece of trash who's never seen the inside of a gym.
Yep, a glorified stuntman.
And you know what? This match that comes up does nothing but proves Rick's point.
Yeah, so this
I don't know what the hell was happening in this match.
Yeah.
So the match here is Mick Foley versus Ric Flair in 2 out of 3 falls. And this match goes less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And in those 10 minutes, Ric Flair finds a way to cover the entire ring in his blood.
Yes, sir. So the match basically, as you said, it did not at all to disprove what Mick had just read from this passage of Rick's book. It only accentuated that point, actually, because Mick...
Ric Flair spent the better part of the match working him.
Okay, so... Let me go over my notes for this match real quick. Okay, I'll just read all my notes straight through this match. I don't have, too much, but...
Well, I've got a ton.
Okay, well, I'll read mine, and then we can backtrack first. Okay, so my notes for this match. Ric Flair doing some chain wrestling and embarrassing Mick Foley. Straight up embarrassing him. It was really pitiful.
Yeah, he made Mick look really bad.
Ric Flair straight up grabs Foley's dick. Foley tries to do the figure 4, and Flair cradles him for the first fall. Foley does his bump over the stairs. Foley gets himself DQ'd because he was in the figure 4 and couldn't escape it. Foley gets barbed wire and save that, I guess. But
all right, so okay, so what I essentially said was that Ric Flair started this match with his anti-spot monkey gimmick by repeatedly putting Mick in different arm holds, arm wrenches, chicken wings, using takedowns. He made Mick look like an absolute J-Brone. Mick manages to recover and hits Rick with a running knee in the corner and pulls out Mr. Sacco. And mind you, we're like 4 minutes into the match at this point. Mick Foley pulls out Mr. Sacco, who is cosplaying as Ric Flair here. That kind of ruled.
I think, what did commentary call it? Mr. Rico or something like that?
Mr. Rico, yeah, that's original. Flair then grabbed Foley's sack with a death grip, which I'm not sure how the ref didn't call a DQ on that right there.
Sure. He did it twice, actually.
Yeah, and then Foley goes to put Flair in a figure 4, gets cradled and pinned. Foley is not impressed by this, but I mean, it's its own damn fault. Flair tries to do it again, only gets a 2. They start brawling a bit, and the two of them wind up in the crowd just so that Flair can do a back body drop to the floor from inside. I don't know why Ric Flair thought, you know what? I really need to take a bump from the crowd to the ringside area.
Yeah, they brawled outside just to do this one spot and then went right.
Yep. So then Flair runs at Foley, gets back body drop. Foley then looks for some plunder underneath the ring, pulls out a street sign, some other garbage, and then a trash can, which, again, this is a this match is disqualification.
This is a match
so the referee has absolutely no idea what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, this is the match contested under regular rules. It just happens to be a 2 out of 3 falls match.
So Flair manages to get a figure 4 on Rick, which then Mick uses. He just smashes it over Rick's head because he cannot get out of this figure 4 because he is a shitty wrestler.
Okay. So the story of this match, story of the falls, by the way, Ric Flair at 55 or however just swept Mick Foley in this match.
So this was a 2-0 10-minute 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yep. So the story is that Mick Foley tries to put Ric Flair in the figure 4, but he can't really apply it very well, and he gets rolled up because he's a shitty wrestler. And he gets put in the figure 4 himself, Mick that is, and he doesn't know how to escape it, so he's a shitty wrestler. So he just
uses his weapons because he's a I'm not saying Mick Foley is actually a trash
Yeah,
wrestler. I'm just saying the story of this
that's all
match
we're
is that
saying.
Mick Foley. The story of this match is that Mick Foley is a shit wrestler.
In kayfabe, the story is that Mick Foley is a shit wrestler, and this match did nothing to disprove that.
Yeah, so then Flair wins, and then Foley immediately after the match proceeds to continue attacking Rick and manages to grab himself a barbed wire baseball bat. Now this was kind of funny is when Mick actually struck Flair with it, the blade job that Flair did was like literally on camera, like it was pretty blatant. Like
Gigs right in front of the camera.
we both saw him do it.
Yeah, he gigged
But-
right in front of the camera.
But oh brother, Ric Flair was bleeding everywhere, and I mean this is almost like the Eddie Guerrero juice, you know? Like we're getting
It's like
close.
every time he has his bloodiest matches, they always put his family right in the front.
Oh yeah, I
we
forgot the
we
goddamn
saw a young
Charlotte.
Ashley Flair. Ashley
Yeah,
Flair, she was Ashley at the time.
Charlotte Flair was sitting in the crowd for this match because they're in North Carolina, I suppose. But like,
Yes, sir.
they literally had what is with the Fed making families watch the patriarch get fucked up?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's super fucked.
I mean, typically they did it to Mick Foley, but like, why they do it to Rick? Why they doing Rick like this?
Why did they do Ray like this? I mean, they fucking brought Dominic and
Yeah, but they
the whole thing like was it 2008 ish? Well, Dominic was custody of Dominic. Everyone remembers that. But like,
that was too. Well, yeah, I don't remember any
CS thing I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, where they're like, "Oh, well, your dad is stinky and shitty, and he likes drugs," and it's like, "He's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Speaking of talking about, we have Maria backstage speaking with Carlito, who
Bro, this
is craziness. This
ruled.
segment was too much for me. So
Uh,
essentially, Maria introduces Carlito and says to him,
Okay, before this was a very 2006 WWE.
"Oh yeah, this would never fucking fly this in this time
However,
period."
I still enjoyed it so well because everyone involved did exactly what they
Yeah,
did.
Carlito absolutely kills this segment.
Everyone, Carlito, Maria, and she who will be introduced soon, they all killed this
Baby.
segment.
Yeah, so Maria is got Carlito, and she pretty much says to him that she believes that the people who want to be cool are the least cool, and those who don't want to be cool are the coolest. And essentially, Carlito has no fucking clue what she's talking about.
Yep.
So then Tori Wilson in a bikini, all bikinied up, walks up to them and asks Carlito to hold her puppies.
And
Yes,
they
she
were
did.
shoot puppies.
Her shoot puppies. But before she
Yeah.
handed them off, Carlito, looking up to the sky, thanks Jesus for this opportunity. He literally goes to grab her boobs. Like literally, he goes in both hands blazing.
Both hands blazing, and then she pulls
And then
up
Tori
two
and then Tori cuts
and
him off with
hands
some
them to
shoot
her.
puppies.
Yep.
And then she and Maria walk over to this area for like photo shoots, and they begin to just cover each other in baby oil
Just lathering each other up.
while Carlito watches, and he like an absolute perv.
Like an
And
absolute
he's like,
perv.
yeah,
Yeah.
right between those, yeah.
Yeah.
He was being a mega perv. But then this is the best part in my this was the best part in my
This
opinion.
is the absolute best part for sure.
So then Carlito's music hits, which for some reason just forces him to leave this situation like he's being summoned or something.
Uchiyo no Jutsu. Yes, sir.
And my man's like, "Oh, my music's playing. I have to leave." So he just leaves.
And he puts the dogs down and he's just like, damn it. And he leaves and he goes to do his match.
What's upsetting to me is I was expecting Carlito to get a huge pop after this segment. He came out to absolutely no reaction. I was like, how you not reacting to the boy Carlito Caribbean Cool after he just watched two beautiful women lather each other up?
I feel like the pop probably happened when his music hit, but
but still,
it wasn't. The mics for the stadium probably weren't turned. Well, not stadium. The arena probably weren't turned on because we were watching the backstage segment. That's at least what I would like to imagine, because Carlito was pretty much all
everyone needs to put some goddamn respect on Carlito's name. Okay, that guy was definitely one of the one of the absolute best mid-carders in the 2000s they could have ever asked for.
He spit in the face of people who didn't want to be cool, and he did the backcracker, like
Yeah.
point blank.
So this match that he's coming out for was a triple threat. It is Carlito, Johnny Nitro, and Shelton Benjamin for the Intercontinental Championship. The mat is still absolutely pasted with Ric Flair's blood.
Just
This is a biohazard, my guy.
Nowadays they got like 4 or 5 canvases that they change every like 30 minutes on the regular, just ready. This time they had one canvas, and
if you
somebody
ruined it,
bled,
that's
then
it.
they bled.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. And I'm just thinking that is disgusting.
Oh, absolutely. That was pretty gross.
Yep. So like one of the first moves of this match was Carlito hitting a double springboard senton onto the fellas, and I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, there was also Carlito had Shelton Benjamin in a headlock as Johnny Nitro came off the ropes, and he literally just got back body dropped by a dude with no hands.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense, but it looked cool as shit.
True. This match was really good. It was not like the prototypical WWE multi-man where
because when we watched this match together, I was talking about how I have such disdain for the WWE formula of a triple threat where one man rolls out and it's a one-on-one until another man rolls in and the other one rolls out.
They do that with all multi-mans, whether it be triple threat, fatal four-way, or fatal five-way.
It's always just one. It's just always two men in the ring while everyone else is on the outside on their ass.
Yeah, which in a triple threat match, I guess that sort of makes sense in a triple threat because, the third man can roll in, take advantage, blah, blah, blah. But in like a fatal four-way, there's no reason that there should only be 2 men in the ring at any one time. There's just no reason.
Exactly. But this match did a very good job of not doing any of that for the most part. Almost every spot in this match, all 3 men were involved in some capacity.
And it was such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, then Nitro, so Nitro goes for a backflip off the ropes and lands on his feet just for Carlito to catch him with this absolutely dirty Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, that Hurricane Rana was fucking beautiful.
So Carlito then follows up with what was almost a poison Rana, which is
did the nastiest fucking bro.
I thought it was gonna hurt. I thought it was actually gonna hurt Nitro here because Nitro had a hard time holding him up. So he pretty much jumps up onto Nitro's shoulders in like a reverse powerbomb position, and so instead of a poison Rana, which is basically just like a Frankensteiner but reverse, he ends up getting like a victory roll here, which is a much safer, way safer than what I thought he was about to do.
I really thought he was going to do this fucking point and just kill this dude.
Yeah, I mean, even the crowd was like kind of spooked by what almost happened.
Yeah, but it was just a victory roll, and I was like, oh.
And then Nitro winds up in a tree of woe in the corner as Carlito winds up on the top rope. Benjamin, the absolute specimen of an athlete he is, jumps from the mat straight to the top, goes to superplex Carlito when Nitro grabs Benjamin for a spider suplex, which is basically a German suplex out of a tree of woe type of position.
And this just becomes
this big Tower Doom. Oh yeah.
And it was nice.
The crowd popped for this back when Tower Doom spots meant something.
This is actually what woke the crowd up. Like the crowd, they were sort of into the match, but from this point on, they were red hot. Yeah, they were into this match.
Yeah, Benjamin follows up that spot with a really stiff roundhouse to the middle of Carlito's shoulder blades. I thought he was gonna put him to
right.
Oh my god,
the neck, bro! I really thought that he was gonna knock this dude's lights out.
Yeah. Benjamin goes for some type of a float over suplex kind of deal, which gets reversed into a backcracker by Carlito. This is when Nitro, ever the opportunist, makes his play and pulls Carlito out of the ring, incapacitates him briefly, and steals the pin, becoming the new Intercontinental Champion.
And his mouth is busted to fuck.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Good match, real good match.
It's a very good match. I was pleasantly surprised by the work rate of this match. The work rate, kid.
Yeah, I would. So far, I would say it's the best match out of the 2 or 3 we've had.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they've been the best match so far tonight. But I mean, they also followed up a really bad 2 out of 3 falls match. So
Yeah, which was like following a squash. So
Backstage, we had the Spirit Squad doing Spirit Squad things. When Vince comes in and asks them why they aren't upset about whatever prank of the week DX pulled on them on Raw.
Yep.
I believe Vince mentioned that it was the time they dropped shit on them.
I think he did, yeah.
I think that was what he was talking about.
It was either shit or the green goo.
Whatever. They dropped whatever on them.
They dropped something.
So eventually the Spirit Squad are just kind of like, yeah, Vince, cool, bro, whatever. And they leave. Till when Vince notices that in his office all alone, he sees his penis pump. He begins to walk towards the bathroom, but then suddenly stops and turns around to grab the pump.
Yep. Vince goes to choke his chicken.
Yeah, so he checks his watch. I'm assuming he was wondering how much time he had until whatever. He's thinking he's gonna get a fat pump on his hog, only to come out moments later covered in green paint. To then which Jerry Lawler called this a booby-trapped penis pump.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
JR, it was a booby-trapped penis pump.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't do that pterodactyl screech.
Yeah, that's for true. And then we move on to, for some reason, the WWE Championship match is in the middle of the show. We have The Edge versus Robert Van Dam.
Mr. BVD himself.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Robe Van Dam.
Yes, sir. Oh, you've gotten your Rob thing.
Yes, I did. Yes, since last time, I actually received that item in the mail the day that we released the podcast.
Yeah. I feel like we spoke it into existence because we actually recorded that podcast on a Wednesday, but it didn't go up on a Friday, and Friday is when you got it.
Yeah, so I checked my mailbox and I found the package from the wonderful boys over at Deadlock. Please check them out if you haven't.
Yes,
and of course, as I was told, RVD was incapable of just signing the comic book that I had won in the giveaway, and simply sent me a separate autograph of him and his wife Katie Forbes. Now, no offense to Katie Forbes, but I don't give a shit about Katie Forbes.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, sir. I said this off pod. I'm sure someone out there, some mark out there is gonna want a porn star signature. Okay.
Perhaps, maybe. I'm just not quite so enamored. Though I will say, I mean, at least I did get an RVD signature. I will say. But RVD rules and cool.
Whatever.
Speaking of whatever, this match was pretty okay. It wasn't crazy, but it was pretty good. So RVD wearing the ECW air quotes World Championship.
It's a world champion now. Now that they found travel under the Fed.
Yeah, so he's wearing the ECW title and the WWE title, and he's looking crazy. The double belts. Oh my goodness, RVD's looking crazy. And then Edge comes out, his usual sex pest dealings. Him and Lita being gross as always. So yeah, this match pretty much was just a bunch of Rob taking tons of heat from Edge. Like I don't think Rob got a whole lot of offense besides maybe a couple of really stiff kicks. That I mean, Edge sold like they were shotgun blasts for sure. My man,
I'm sure they were.
Oh, I mean, anyone I've ever seen talk about RVD's kicks has said that they all wish that he had fucking chilled out.
That's why Triple H didn't want to work with him.
Yeah, brother. Lita makes sure to make her presence known in this match as she repeatedly attempts to make RVD's life really hard. A lot of Edge beating on RVD.
Yep.
At one point in this match, Edge dumps RVD on the floor really hard.
Yeah, so Edge
he threw him straight
power bomb.
Oh, I'm talking before that. There was Edge literally threw RVD out of the ring through the middle rope, and RVD didn't even bother to touch the apron. He just hit the floor.
That happened after
Was it after?
Yeah, it happened after that was the third like really big one. So the first one was the sunset flip. Edge flipped from the ring, from inside the ring, outside the flip. He took an ass bump. And
He literally took an out of the ring ass bump, and he killed.
Slammed fucking RVD with the sunset flip powerbomb. And then Edge fucking literally just fucking what was it? Edge does the up and over. Like Van Dam does the up and over to Edge, I guess. And so Edge is on the apron. And then Van Dam just does a fucking cross body and then just crash into the ground.
Yeah, that was tough. Oh my God. I didn't know why the hell they did that.
And then the third one was when Van Dam straight up got thrown through the middle rope. Just didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
Straight, like face
so after Van Dam took that really rough bump through the middle rope to the floor, Edge pretty much followed that up by bringing him over to the barricade and power bombing him onto it. Yep. Which I gotta ask, what is up with Canadians and power bombing people onto the corners of things?
It's like Canadian strong style.
I don't know what the hell. Like Kevin Owens must have seen that one time. Kevin Steen saw it one time, and he's like, you know what? That's gonna be my spot.
Something. I don't know who fucking. I wish we'd retire that move, if not for the fact that it's overdone, just for the safety of wrestlers.
Yeah. So eventually Edge gets Rob back into the ring. He goes to slam his head into the turnbuckle when Rob reverses and lands a tough kick straight to Edge's face. Yep. Rob jumps to the top the way he does, going for a 5-star, but Edge rolls way out of the way. So Rob says, fuck it, top rope rolling thunder, and just leaps off.
Straight beautiful.
Dude just rolls right off the top rope and hits a rolling thunder, follows it immediately with a split-legged moonsault in the other corner for a 2 count.
Mm-hmm.
This is when Rob accidentally knocks the ref out, and Lita, of course, finds this as an opportunity to help Edge cheat and win. So she goes to grab the WWE title and slides it to Edge, who then RVD throws the most potato kick I've ever seen because he busts Edge open hard way with this.
Nasty.
He kicks the championship straight into Edge's face, which cuts him right above his eyebrow.
Immediately bleeding.
He just smashed him.
Blood pouring.
So Lita, after making this mistake, tries to rectify it by grabbing a chair and stuffing it into the corner. Mm-hmm. So then Edge goes to pretty much spear RVD into it, and RVD, as wily a veteran as ever, dodges. So Edge literally slams his face into the chair and does that really funny sell he does where he looks really stupid.
Which also causes Lita to fall off the apron. Yep. She was holding the chair.
Oh, yeah, she was holding the chair. So Lita falls off the apron. So RVD then leaps to the top for a frog splash, crushes him, and gets the big fat W for ECW.
Sir.
Speaking of ECW, we went to the ECW locker room for this pay-per-view where everyone was shown celebrating RVD's victory. Paul Heyman enters to remind the boys that there's a lumberjack match tonight, and that the Raw brand will also have lumberjacks for the match between John Cena and Sabu, because they need to make damn sure Cena does not win.
Yep, pretty much.
That's what he says. And then we move on to something I was not expecting to see, but I'm almost happy we did. It's because of how absolutely silly it was.
I was so hyped because this is. I don't know if it's my favorite Kane theme, but if it's not my favorite,
we talked about, I ranked it number 1 is Slow Chemical, number 2 was the one he debuted with.
Yeah. Again, I prefer like the version 2 version of the one he debuted.
The heavier guitars. I feel that.
Yeah.
I just feel like the original one is a lot more ominous.
I agree.
So basically, this match is Kane versus Kane.
Yes, sir.
For any of you fans who might remember the storyline involving Kane's role in See No Evil in May 19 or whatever, Kane and masked Kane have a match where at one
Okay,
point, fake
hold on.
Kane, played by
Hold on. Before that May 19th thing genuinely provided me with one of the most entertaining and memorable WWE moments where Kane was freaking out about May 19th. So it was a special guest referee match between Kane and Rob Conway.
oh, Rob Conway, that's my guy.
Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. And
Did they
Kane
give
was he was flipping out. He was freaking out. And Shawn Michaels would like yell May 19th, but he would like point to Rob Conway. It's like every time he would say May 19th and point to Rob Conway, Kane would beat the ever living piss out of Rob Conway.
Yo,
Like, he
stick 'em, boy.
destroyed this guy. If you've never seen that match segment thing, you should really go watch it. It is amazing.
Okay, so the one thing about this match that was memorable for me was when fake Kane, who was played by Luke Gallows, mounts the real Kane and drops one of the meanest fucking punches I've ever seen in a pro wrestling match.
Okay,
He
so
absolutely tagged this guy. Everyone in the crowd heard it,
yeah, so I know it wasn't intentional.
but he did it.
This was a shoot punch for sure. You
And
definitely heard the
because Glenn Jacobs immediately
yeah
covered up.
immediately started. So he got hit. You heard it, like you
Shit,
really heard it.
I even rewound it because I had to see it
Yeah,
again.
yeah, and then Kane just started covering up. Gallows is fucking stiff.
Yeah, so then the real Kane gets up the fake Kane for what I thought was going to be a tombstone pile driver, but it was simply a power slam,
Yep.
which doesn't really net Kane much of anything. So then a bunch of bullshit happens, big man wrestling. Fake Kane lands one choke slam and pins the real Kane.
Yes, a bad chokeslam. Kane, Glenn Jacobs did not want to take his own move. He did not want to go up for this chokeslam.
Yeah, well, if it's not the Undertaker or the Big Show, you don't want to do it.
Fairly,
Fair
right,
enough.
I would say, yeah. Terrible match.
Yeah, this was not good. Although you explained to me because I wasn't watching WWE at this point. I'd kind of been lapsed. I mean, I was only like 5 years old when this happened. You know,
Yeah.
Zoomer alert. I was only
Yeah.
5 years old when this happened, but I wasn't really watching the product. So then do you want to tell us about what happened the night after on Raw with this story?
Yeah, so Kane gets beat here. Glenn Jacobs gets beat here. And then the next night on Raw, he absolutely just jabronis Luke Gallows. He beats him up. He like throws him into this garage door or whatever the fuck. And then he throws him out of a door and rips the mask off. And that's the end of the storyline. That's it. So Kane lost here to get his heat back the next night.
Yeah, that sounds like Vince McMahon's booking. So then we had John Cena versus Sabu in what was marked as a extreme lumberjack match, and oh brother, was it ever! The first thing I want to say about this match is that before the match even started, they had a really the hard cam was focused directly on the Sandman's face.
Oh yeah,
This face he was making, he looked like he wanted to eat John Cena for breakfast.
Yeah, this match was surprisingly absent of Sabu botches.
Yeah, Sabu actually kind of killed this match, which I mean, wasn't Vince McMahon very high on Sabu for a while?
I think so. Yeah, he put on
I mean,
work boots for this match.
Yeah, so both men at the start of this match much throw each other out of the ring at different points to get attacked by their the enemy crowds surrounding the ring, because we got ECW lumberjacks and we have Monday Night Raw lumberjacks, Monday Night Coil, if you will. And Sandman pulls out he's got his cane and he waits for Cena to turn around and face him, and he absolutely baby, he tags this boy straight in the noggin with this cane.
Just clocks him with this thing.
So after he hits him, he drops it, to which for some reason Justin Credible hides the cane under the apron as if he doesn't trust the Sandman to behave.
As you do.
So then Sabu goes for his signature chair assisted springboard moonsault and then a senton,
Yep.
followed by this. He got a lot of offense in a row here. Then he goes to was
That's
it
how
the
you knew what the finish was gonna be.
yeah, for real. So then he goes for an Arabian face buster, which is basically just like a leg drop with a chair under his ass, directly on Cena's face.
Yep. Well,
Um,
before he did that face buster, he did the springboard thing where he, um, springs forward, or he jumps from the chair and then
yeah, I
does a
mentioned
springboard.
that. I mentioned that.
Yeah, but he did it a few times, but
Yeah, he did
the
the
one
moonsault and then he did a
particular,
senton.
the senton, he like just
Oh, I mean,
crushed Cena's
he
chest
landed on
and
his ass onto his chest.
it
Like
was
that was hardly a
nasty.
senton.
I would not have taken that. Yeah, it was more of just
Maybe
ass.
that was maybe that was like the one Sabu botch was that
Yeah,
he landed the senton on his ass and not his back, but
yeah.
he then followed that with the Arabian face buster, which only netted him a 2 count.
Hmm.
Sabu then puts Cena up in the corner and goes for another chair assisted move with a corner splash, which Cena dodges. Cena then responds to that with a really hard kick it to the arm. Like
He
he booted Sabu in the arm. I was like,
boy, he did that.
damn. And then he went for a 5 knuckle shuffle. But
Mhm.
then the two crowds of the lumberjacks just I guess the tensions just flared up a little too high, brother. And
And
so everything just kind of goes to shit really fast.
it was at this point where I had a note saying John Cena is getting. Okay, so you want to continue?
Yeah,
Explain
so
it back.
then Sabu manages to get Cena out to the floor where the ECW boys start just absolutely hounding him. Al
Hmm.
Snow manages to get a hold of Cena and holds him up, while Sabu takes a chair and literally throws it into Cena's face in a way where it lands and just rests on his head.
Yep.
This was unnecessary, but also cool.
Okay, so Sabu did the same thing earlier in the match. And Cena got his hands up,
Oh yes,
and
yes, yes.
Cena definitely was trying to make sure that Sabu could not get his hands up. Which, dick.
Yeah,
No.
for sure. Uh, then eventually the ECW boys try to hold Cena down on the table for Sabu, but John Cena is super as ever. Manages
Hmm.
to fight off all of them, fight his way back into the ring, and FU Sabu through the table, which through the table is being used lightly because he really only clipped the very edge of it closest to the ring.
He clipped
He
the edge and then he clipped the edge with like his left hip, and then the rest of his body just took a fucking flat back bump onto the ground, and it
Yeah,
sucked.
so Sabu took an FU from inside the ring to the floor and completely missed the thing that's supposed to catch him.
Yep,
Cena grabs him, puts in the STFU, and wins LOL.
yep. Cena just
Uh,
absolutely jabronied this man.
so then Cena goes backstage to see RVD, who for some reason puts him over or whatever, saying that he was going to give Cena his deserved rematch for the WWE Championship sometime in the near. What they say he was going to do it the next night on Raw.
I think so. Yeah,
So
I know he just said.
he said we're gonna have a title match basically,
Mm,
and this is reminding me of the fact that RVD defended this goddamn title nearly every single time he appeared with it
until the big incident.
until what happened that many people know and we're not going to talk about because we don't need to. And so we move on to the main event, which was D-Generation X and
Verse,
the Spirit Squad. Which I gotta say one thing: when DX entered, they had the pyro, but their pyro were just machine guns.
which was pretty
They
pretty
had
sick.
goddamn machine guns just firing in the shape of an X, and I'm like, you know what? This is cool.
Can you name off all the Spirit Squad members?
Uh, I can name 4 of them.
Yeah, I don't.
We got Kenny,
Huh?
Mikey, Nikki,
Huh?
Johnny,
Yes.
and
Yep. That's the same position that I am in.
I can't remember the last one's name for the life of me because I don't think he did jack shit in this match to make me remember him. And I only really know Nikki because he's goddamn Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, Nikki, Mikey, Kenny, Johnny,
Jimmy. Jim.
and they are the Spirit Squad. Yeah, I really don't remember.
Yeah, they had the spiraling sparklers in their entrance. That was kind of cool. Only one of them actually used the trampoline. That was
Mhm.
kind of lame, but whatever. Um early on in the match, Johnny took a really stiff shot to the face from Shawn Michaels, and it bloodied him up real quick, brother.
Yep. This is like, what, 3 minutes into the match, if that?
Yeah, so I guess for some reason, Johnny also had it looked like it was like hand painted, but he had like a bunch of Japanese kanji on it and like the big red sun in the middle, and he puts this bandana on and starts like jumping around doing like fake martial arts poses and moves. To
Yeah, he
which
does sawing
Shawn
wax off.
Michaels is just completely weirded out by this. He's like, "Who's this goddamn J Brown doing this stupid shit?" And just tags in Triple H. Triple H continues to watch this, and then just tags him straight in the face. Just real big hit.
Good snap.
Good snap. There's a bunch of good snaps here in a minute. Bunch of garbage happens. Then Johnny hits a really, really nice spinning roundhouse kick to Shawn Michaels here in the match.
Very
Uh,
beautiful.
and then one of the squatties manages to slam Michaels in the face with a chair, and god damn was that shit loud.
Yeah.
That was a loud hit. Then Mikey throws Nikki into the ropes and launches him into Shawn, but he manages to dodge, and Nikki like literally flies over the top rope and like almost lands on the turnbuckle post. And oh my god, I thought he was gonna smash his face.
It takes these guys forever to use their man advantage.
Oh
For
yeah,
the
it took them forever to start actually using
first
the advantage they had.
2/3 of this match, DX, the two guys, were just dicking on these 5 men. It was
Yeah, and even
absurd.
then, the heat segment of this match wasn't even that long. So eventually, the Spirit Squad kind of take control for a bit until Michaels manages to get a hot tag to Triple H, and that's when he runs wild. And boy, do these boys snap for his hits! I'm talking about good snap, good snap, good
Good
snap.
snap.
And then
Good.
he talks to one of the boys and tells him that one of his nuts is hanging out of his shorts, but we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and he's got to be super dead.
Yeah, it's gonna be super dad. What's your wife doing? Don't know. Some other stuff happens, and then DX wins. After the match,
Decisively.
this wasn't even close.
Like Triple H does his pedigree, Shawn Michaels does his super kick or his sweet chin, and they both pin at the same time. And all the other 3 men are just splayed out.
Yeah, they have no clue what's going on. Everyone's just jabronied out of their minds. After the match, Triple H makes one of the Spirit Squad boys literally kiss his like when I say kiss his cornhole, I mean like nose
no
to hole,
exaggeration.
nose to hole.
No exaggeration. So Triple
He
H
flipped him directly between the
his
cheeks.
tights, or his trunks, and shows his ass, his fucking tan, or his not really tanned ass, and Shawn Michaels forces
Really?
this dude's face right
To
into
smell
Triple
his
H's
swampy
hole.
post wrestling match ass.
Like, not the Vince McMahon kiss.
My ass cheeks. No, he said kiss my asshole.
Like where William Regal did a small little peck on Vince's cheek. No, it's straight up
No,
like
this man
mouth
smelling
to
his
hole.
hole.
Shawn Michaels just made this man toss Triple H's side live
Yeah, for
television.
real. Yeah, it was pretty gross, honestly.
It was disgusting. It was horrible.
If a spot like that happened to me, I would definitely puke immediately after. I'd be puking my brains out.
If that spot happened to me, it would have to be a shoot because I would be taking liberties on anybody.
I ain't taking liberties on anyone who tries that shit.
Yeah, no.
That's for true. So then Vince McMahon sans penis pump.
Mhm.
Sad. I really wish it had worked out for him. Comes out to the stage and just stares at DX like he's proud of them.
Yeah, kind of laughing.
He's like laughing and says, "Good job." He's like, "Yeah, good job, stepson. You made my penis pump explode."
Mm.
Also, good job
And,
beating these jobbers.
and that was the show. That was Vengeance 2006. And all in all,
Pretty decent show, I will say. It didn't suck as much as I thought it might. I mean,
there was
I
only
there's only like 1 or 2 spots in this show where I was really feeling like, man, they could have really just not done this, and this show would have
there was
been.
only 2 matches that I didn't like, and the booking of 1 match that I did. So I
Yeah,
didn't like the fake Kane nonsense or the Foley and Ric Flair garbage match. I didn't
yeah, I
like
can agree with that.
the Super Cena booking because he got his ass beat in that match. And the fact that he just straight up came back just makes Sabu look like the biggest geek.
Well, I
I liked
mean,
the match, but I just didn't like the booking finish. The booking for the finish.
with hindsight being 2020 as it is, looking back on John Cena being Super Cena here in this match, I mean, it
Only gets
doesn't
worse.
this doesn't bother me nearly as much as Umaga putting over Kamala.
True.
Like, it's one thing for, the face of the company, John Super Cena, to kind of bury an ECW guy who's like, he must have been like in his 40s at this point. Sure as shit looked like it, for Sabu. And, that's one thing. But for like Umaga, who was in the middle of like an undefeated run and whatever, being forced to put over a guy who's been retired for, I mean, how long had it been at this point? He retired in like, or was he doing indie shots at this point still?
He might have been doing indie stuff, but
Okay,
like,
but on the large stage, he was retired for
yeah,
many years, and it just made absolutely no sense to me. Well, let me see if they ever actually did anything with this. Let me see if they ever did Umaga versus Kamala or not. Did they do this? Did they do Kamala? Let me see. Oh my god, they did. Holy
wow.
crap.
Okay, well,
Holy okay, well maybe okay, you know what? If it was for this, then I sort of get it. But at the
how
same
long was the match?
time,
It's better than a squash.
the YouTube video is about 6 minutes. Let me see.
Go to the like what pay. It should tell you the pay per view.
Well, it was on a Raw.
It wasn't a Raw. Okay.
This was
Okay.
this was on a Monday Night Raw. I would presume this might have been maybe the Raw after Vengeance or something. But yeah, this match. Yeah, okay, yeah, this was the Raw after Vengeance because they're showing a promo package from the night before. This match goes less than 2 minutes.
Good.
So I'm not sure what the point of all that was, but I mean, I guess it's cool that Kamala got one more shot on the big screen, on the
I mean,
big
yeah, you got a
time,
payday. I mean, I'm
and he
all
got
for
his
guys getting
payday.
paid.
Yeah, I'm all for that. So hey, more ups to him, even if it was at the expense of Monster Heel.
Yep. That was Vengeance 2006, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird to think that like the years like 2002 ish to like 2007 were such a weird time for this company because like the
Especially when you
talent
get,
the talent pool is absolutely absurd.
yeah, especially when you get to like 2004, 2005, and you add the
Yeah, once you
it's
got once like John Cena and Batista and Randy Orton and all those young guys from OVW are main eventers,
yeah,
man, this whole product was kind of crazy.
like Sabu versus John Cena doesn't even sound like a match.
No, but it happened. I think it
When you
happened
watch
twice. I'm pretty sure
it,
they had a
might have,
rematch.
it might have. It's just
Fairly certain
insane.
they did. Yeah, for sure. So I think that's really it, huh?
I think so.
Is
So
that another Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling Pod in the books?
I think it is. Everyone, go ahead and follow the podcast on Twitter at TL ProWrest Pod. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor, fucking Breaker,
Goddamn
Pocket.
everywhere. Anywhere you can find a podcast, you will find us, I promise.
Pretty much. I mean, even like some places that I don't mention, just type in Taking Liberties.
Some places I've never even
Right.
heard of.
There's some places literally that aren't on our analytics that we
We
have
are
our
we are absolutely everywhere and we are unavoidable. So you might as well get on the train now because we're going to the moon, baby. Let's go.
you damn right.
Damn straight.
And also leave a 5-star review on a 5 on Apple Podcasts. It helps out the podcast tremendously. And I should go and check not anything. I do not think so. Just check today's check anyway. And I think that's all I got to say. You got anything you would like to plug, Andrew?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Naesama, Naenaesama. If you are someone like me who absolutely hates the WWF and is maybe looking for something to watch this coming Monday night, I'm going to be streaming on twitch.tv this upcoming Monday at 7 p.m. EST. That is 4 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to be running from 7 to 11 in case you need some kind of entertainment instead of Raw.
So you said 7, just off the top of my head, that's 4 PST, 6 CST, 5 Mountain Time, and
whatever else in the middle.
Midnight in England, I think.
I think that's midnight in the UK, England, that area. Speaking of which, we see y'all in the analytics over in Europe, and we see you, and we appreciate you very much. And we're gonna conquer.
Shouts out. Yeah,
We're gonna conquer the other 5 continents on our way to the top 8. I'm talking about Antarctica. We're gonna get viewers, listeners, friends, and fans in Antarctica. Just you watch us.
Shouts out to the people listening in fucking Ireland, Germany, and the UK. Seriously, like let us
Shouts out to you. Let us know.
connect with us.
Let us know.
Let us know what drew you to this podcast. I am genuinely curious about.
Yeah, I would love to know. And like I said, check me out on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/NaeNaeSama, spelled the same way as my Twitter, NaeNaeSama. This upcoming Monday night, that will be Monday the 28th of September, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. EST. I'll probably be playing some Among Us, maybe some other stuff. Whatever happens, happens. Come chat with me. Come shoot the shit. Even say mean things to me. I'll even laugh at them with you.
Yeah, and I will certainly be there in the chat.
Oh,
So-
absolutely. I'm expecting plenty of boys.
Of course.
And I certainly hope to see many of you there so we can all clown around and be brothers.
Indubiously. Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's another one for the books there, brother.
The books. So thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for wasting your time with us. Thanks for taking liberties, and thanks for just
Checking out the pod, man. We appreciate it more than you could ever know.
So on that note, we will see you guys next time.
See ya.